Hello. In this video, I want to share with you another way to leverage AuthLite. Typically, AuthLite is used to protect Windows logins, usually in the form of domain admins. And while AuthLite is an excellent solution for protecting domain admin accounts with elevated privileges, there is another less well-known or advertised way to utilize it. In this video, I'm going to show you how to protect Windows file shares using AuthLite, so that only users who have logged in with 2FA can access those file shares. So you see on the screen here, I'm logged into a server. This server is my file share server. I've set up an HSFS folder here, just for lack of better words, and I've given this folder specific permissions. So let's take a look at the properties. All right, you'll see here that only AuthLite two-factor session tag group members have access to this folder. All right, if you're familiar with AuthLite at all, AuthLite users are added to a group for that is one-factor session tag. And that one-factor session tag is the default group. If the user authenticates using two-factor authentication, AuthLite dynamically adds that user to this group in place of the one-factor group at the time of login. And in doing so would then grant the user the rights or permissions necessary to access this folder. We can see here in the sharing tab as well, advanced sharing permissions, same thing here, only the two-factor session tag group has access to this folder. So let's hop over here to a client real quick. I've logged into this with one of my lab accounts. All right, I'm going to go ahead and show you my group membership for this account. And you can see here that, I'm an enterprise admin, so I'm a domain admin here. I'm not an AuthLite user. I did not log in with two-factor credentials. I only logged in with my username and password. And because of that, when I try to access this file share, as expected, I cannot access it. I don't have permission. All right. And that's because, again, I did not use two-factor authentication and was not added to the proper group for this. Let me go ahead and close this window. I'm going to hop over to a different terminal here. And we're going to go ahead and log in with an AuthLite user who does have or will have two-factor. So enter my password. All right, let me pull up my app because this user is leveraging a software token actually. So let me go ahead and put in my one-time passcode from the app. All right, so now I'm authenticating. I'm using that second factor. And let's go ahead and take a look at my group membership real quick. Okay, you can see that I am an AuthLite user. So that means by default, I'm a member of the one-factor session tag group. But because I leveraged that OTP and used two factors to log in, AuthLite dynamically added me to the AuthLite two-factor session tag group. Now, obviously, because of that, I should have access to my file share. So let's go ahead and pull it up here. We'll find it in our network area here. There's our server. There's the HFSS folder. And because I've authenticated with the two factors and been dynamically added to that group, I now have access to my file share. So this is obviously a very simplistic demonstration of how to leverage AuthLite for file share protection. You can get much more granular with this. So if we had various different folders or shares for maybe different departments within a company or different user groups, we could easily set that up also so that we have more granularity in the permission set. And if you're familiar with the way AuthLite works, AuthLite uses group pairs to dynamically map users from non-protected or non-elevated privilege groups to elevated privilege groups. And so I can show you real quickly here. If we jump over to a domain controller, we can see the different groups here. And so you can see here in the AuthLite configuration that the one-factor session tag group, upon using two factors to log in, dynamically will put the user in this two-factor session tag group. But you could create any number of group pairs here by just clicking the Add Group Pair button and basically saying, well, here's our non-elevated privilege group, and this is going to be the elevated privilege group if they use two factors to log in. So you could set this up dynamically to do really any number of group pairs. We really haven't, gotten to a limit of that yet. So you could add dozens, and that'd be perfectly fine. And you'd be able to do that. And so you can get, like I said, as granular as you want with this. So Just in wrapping up here again, typically we use AuthLite for Windows logins, and usually it's in the form of protecting domain admin accounts, but there is so much more that can be done with this, particularly with file shares. If you have any questions around this or have any comments, feel free to reach out to Mtrix America, and thank you for watching this video. Have a great day.